Okay. So today's topic is engaging with writing, process writing. So again, as always, we will be working in the groups to find out more about our beliefs about teaching writing and the key skills required for producing writing and writing approaches. Before we start, let's start with this activity lead in. Based on your experience, how would you complete these sentences? So, why it's different from other skills? What are the things learners have to consider when writing? What are the stages? And why is it very valuable for learners?
Yeah, hello, how are you?
Hello, hi, Omar. Yes, Omar.
Mm,
Okay. Yeah. Would you like to answer?
May I answer, Miss?
Yes, please.
Okay, I think writing and speaking, both of them are productive skill.
Mhm.
But in each one of them, they have special criteria or mechanism we should follow when we teach it and assess them. But for writing, it's more complex than speaking because the student they need to organize their ideas, brainstorming about the topic that they're gonna to write about. And some students they have difficulty when they build up a one single sentence. So how about writing one paragraph for most of them? So they need to follow certain steps when they write, especially they focus and to be their writing coherent, using linking words, avoiding making any mistakes in grammar, spelling, and punctuation should be clear.
Mhm.
So when some people, yeah, and some student they can talk, speak, and share their ideas, it's for them easily than uh, write it. Also, one of the problems that students maybe they face sometimes they write in Arabic, then translate what they have written in Arabic into English, and this is not good idea. And for number two, I think learners have to consider when they're writing the main 3 points should be the writing coherent and free of any mistakes in
Mhm.
a grammar, and the ideas should match of the topic to be relevant, organized. How to start their own writing by write a title, introduction, body, and the conclusion, the layout based on the topic of the writing they ask them to do. For number three, producing a piece of writing involves several stages, including this is, I think, what I've already mentioned about the topics that the student or the teacher asks a student to write about. So, for example, when I ask them to write an email, there is a certain steps for writing email, different from writing in descriptive essay or argumentative ones. And writing is very valuable for learners because, yeah, sometimes we have shy students. They can express about their own ideas in front of anyone, but they can express it by writing their ideas.
Mhm.
And that's it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your valuable ideas. Yes, I totally agree with you on all of these areas. So, and it's not like speaking, definitely. As you say, it requires some organization of ideas. It comes afterwards, so not immediately. It's something you will learn by practicing. But yes, also there are ways to improve it. We will talk about this. Nabila? Oh no, sorry, is it Nevin?
Hello, Sirine. It's Niveen.
Nevin,
But
yes.
I don't know why the name is mentioned like that. Maybe it's the nickname for my email.
No worries.
It's Niveen. So please make sure that I am here with you.
Okay. No worries.
Okay, I'd like to answer the questions you mentioned before. Writing is very different from speaking because I think it requires planning, accuracy, organization, while speaking is more spontaneous and supported by tone. For number two, in writing, learners have to consider some different items like their purpose, the audience, grammar, spelling, punctuation, the layout. For number three, producing a piece of writing involves several stages, including maybe, I think, brainstorming, planning, drafting, revising, and so on. And for number four, writing is very valuable for learners. I think it helps them to develop critical thinking, improve their language accuracy, to expand their vocabulary. That's my ideas.
Thank you, Naveen. Thank you so much for your valuable ideas. And Nabila, would you like to add anything?
Yes, I want to talk about the first one. Writing is very different from speaking because writing is more planning and accuracy, like what my colleague said. Also, when writing, learners have to consider several things like grammar, spelling, organization, and the reader's needs. According to number three, here, producing a piece of writing involves several stages, including brainstorming, drafting, revising, and editing. The last point, writing is very available for learners because it helps them to organize ideas, so they express themselves clearly, maybe. That's all, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, let's move on and see what are the different ways we can do writing tasks. So think about the writing tasks, any writing task you just completed. It could be maybe a report, an email. It could be what else you write. Think about today's writing tasks. What did you need to know to do it effectively? Yeah, you can give some examples. One of them, for example, is the audience. We need to know the audience well, right? What else we need to know to be able to complete a writing task effectively? I will put you in the breakout rooms. I'll give you 5 minutes to discuss this, okay? What are the things you need to know in order to complete a writing task effectively? When I say a writing task, it could be any writing task that we usually do in daily life. Maybe writing a lesson plan is writing an email, writing a report, writing a letter, writing a note, writing a story. So think about the writing tasks that you have done recently or maybe today and talk to each other. Audience is one thing, or you checked grammar maybe. What other things you have done to do it effectively? Because we are teaching our learners to be competent writers, right? In real life. So what do they need to know? I hope you are. My question is clear. Say thumbs up, down, or something, so that I know that.
I wanted to. I want to give you example of what you have said. For example, if I ask them to write a blog, for example, what did they need to do it in order to become to write an effective blog? And for example, should follow to write about any issues. Pay attention to spelling, grammar, and punctuation mistakes. That
Yes, that's
this is what
exactly.
you.
Yes, that's exactly the type of thing. This is one example, right? So think about other examples. Share a few more examples. in the breakout rooms, okay? And then we will come back and write down what we need. Thank you so much for this very good example. So, okay then. Here are the rooms. 5 minutes, quick brainstorming.
Uh, yes,
And the
how
stages of writing.
yes, and how we use correct grammar and vocabulary to express my message.
Yes,
Yes,
that's all. I think that
yes,
that's
that's all.
all.
Maybe
Yes.
the most important things is the purpose, I think. The purpose of
Yes.
the task or of the topic.
Also the audience, because it affects the level of formality and vocabulary.
Yes, it also this is the most important point, I think, also.
Yes.
Another point may be formal or informal writing, type of writing. If
Many points
Yeah.
in this task.
Who
We are
will be the
agreed يعني many points of this
person?
task.
Noor?
Yes.
But I think يعني that the most important that to express real life writing, real life story.
Yes, personal stories maybe.
Okay.
Okay. Who want to be the spoke person?
واحد وأشياء
For 5 minutes.
لا she recorded the conversation between us.
Okay, so some of our colleagues couldn't join the conversation. Is Allah here? Allah? Mohammed?
Yes.
Okay, so are you able to hear us? Because Breakout room. Sometimes people have.
Maybe, Doctor, I have hello.
Yes, Mohammed, are you okay?
Maybe I have a technical problem. I don't know what is it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, no worries. Okay,
I
then.
don't know. I tried to speak, but I couldn't.
Okay, let's start with Nabila.
دكتورة not Nabila, the other Muhammad, you mean?
Nabila is raising hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we discussed in our room one, and we said that to complete the writing task effectively, we need to know the purpose of the task and who the audience is, how to organize my idea clearly, and how to use correct grammar and vocabulary to express my message correctly. Also, we want to know if we want to write a formal or informal, because every style has the special characteristics. Thank you.
So many great points indeed. Anything else to? Yes, Nancy.
Yes, in my group, we discussed the most important elements to be in the writing, whatever it is, formal or informal. First of all, the content of the topic, according to the level of the readers or their background. We talked about the organization, the vocabs and the grammar that should be used. And we said that we have to pay attention to our spelling and our punctuation marks. So these are all important points should be included in any writing topic.
Yeah, absolutely. This awareness is important for us. Thank you so much. Anything to add? Anything others missed?
May I add something for writing also? If, as I said before, we have different types of writing. Maybe I ask you to write a blog, a story, essays, report. But the most important thing should give them a model for before they write anything. It's very important, and discuss it with them to follow the steps for each of the topic and write about it. This is very important, and that's helped them to make their writing more effectively.
Okay.
Especially when I ask them to write a story, for example, detective one. So they need to know what the elements of the story, what makes the story more attractive, suspense, and whatever.
Okay.
This is very important.
We'll talk about that because we will talk about whether it's process writing or product writing. So we will come to this point, but it's a very good point. Don't forget, we will discuss more. So here are some other things like audience, purpose, background knowledge, how to spell form letters if it's writing by hand. By the way, we should really encourage them to write by hand. It's also improving some different skills. The brain development and handwriting are really connected. Punctuation rules, grammar, and sufficient vocabulary. These are the important things. Okay. Thinking about this, let's put it into application. So look at the writing task and decide on a possible audience purpose for this and what language your learners need to do it well, and what are the possible ways to organize the lesson for this task. Okay, so let me see. Okay, well, firstly, we will think alone, okay, for this, and the next task we will be discussing this in the breakout room, but in a different way. Okay, let's think about this, and you can share your ideas in the chat or think on your own for a minute. So we ask students to plan an analytical essay in paragraphs about social media. And they need to decide if they agree or not and research facts to support their ideas and then plan it and write an essay. So what is the possible audience? What language they need? What are the ways to organize this lesson? Yes, Noor.
I taught this in 11th grade. It's analytical essay. It's formal one. and it's not considered to express your own opinion. At the first, you define what is social media based on different people's opinions or websites. You can find in the websites and support your writing with some quotations from magazine or websites to support your own ideas about what you are gonna to write. Maybe the audience, the people who on the surfing the internet or on the internet, because they need to show how they, yani if they agree of what you have right or not. And what language, and it's formal, as I said, the language should be formal. And possible ways to stage organize the lessons. And first of all, we start with them to define what is social media as introduction. Then in the content, we can include what other people's ideas and explain why do not agree with them to show if you agree or not. Also, in this analytical essay, we also include only facts, I think. And we can make notes about the resources that we used at the end of the essay also. And this that to make my essay more effective and يعني factual.
Okay.
That's it.
So it could be a text written for those social media users on the internet. So it could be something formal. And okay, the language, I mean, I like the idea of giving opinions from different people so they have some input to decide whether they agree or not. So what are the ways to organize it? We will discuss this in more detail. Omar, what do you think?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
In my point of view, the possible audience could be young people or students of an online article. Uh, the purpose is to express an opinion about social media and talk whether they agree or disagree with the statements. The language that learners need, like stating an opinion, like I agree, I disagree, in my opinion, giving reasons like because due to supporting ideas with evidence or facts, using connectors like however, although, and writing formal analytical paragraphs.
Okay, well, that's nice. I like the idea of writing for young people. So we are shaping this, giving students a real reason to write, right? So that's really important. So it's like more task-based. And yes, any other ideas? How would you organize it? So we will discuss this more in the next slide. But if you have any other ideas, like for example, before writing, you suggested having some texts. It's like pre-writing, what are the different stages we do for pre-writing, during the writing, after? I mean, what stages would be included? What are the ways to organize this lesson? Any opinions about this? First, what would you like your students to write? Would you like them to write their essay immediately, or would they prepare for the essay before? What preparation do they need?
They have to prepare and think about what they need to include in the topic. Maybe make their first draft to think of the general ideas they need to include it. And after writing the first draft, they edit it, they write and organize their ideas. And finally, we may ask another colleague to read and, as we say, check it. Then they compare each other or read their topics or their paragraphs, the written paragraphs in front of each other and correct each other.
So first they write first draft, but do they start writing immediately the first draft? If I ask you to write an analytical essay, will you be able to write it? I will find it really difficult to write a first draft. We need to prepare them, but how? Manar?
Maybe they make a brainstorm, you know?
Yes. First, yes, let's write those steps, what we think worked or would work. Manar?
Yes.
Mhm.
I think first of all they have to plan their idea carefully before start writing.
Mhm.
They must organize them clearly, what comes at the beginning, what in the middle, and how to use correct grammar, spelling, and punctuation. Then to choose clear and appropriate words. Start writing, then revise, editing their work before finishing it. At last, they may practice regularly writing to improve themselves in writing. That's it.
Okay, so some ideas are, so they need some vocabulary to be able to write about this topic, right? If they don't know, they need some ideas. If you don't know ideas, what will you write about? They need some, they need to have some opinion about this topic first. So maybe, what do we need to do and to organize this lesson? Nabila?
I want to say something. Maybe research the topic using reliable sources, for example. If they know they want to have opinions about the topic that they cannot write about. This is one also is very important when you organize your analytical essay and plan what you want to write. Introduce your topic in the introduction so readers know what you will be looking at.
So they need to outline them. But also, if we direct learners to the internet without guidance, they may also visit some inappropriate websites. Rather, we recommend a web quest. So I write it here, web quest. What that means, you ask them to visit some websites that you recommend. You say that go to this and this and that website to do this background reading before writing. That might be one way to do it. Or if you prepare a text and you came up with that idea, you said that you would give them to read, you would give them some people's opinions and then they can say whether they agree or not. Or it could be a class discussion first, maybe they will gain some vocabulary about social media. What vocabulary, what language do they need to be able to write an analytical essay? We didn't talk about this much. What vocabulary, language they need, what kind of language they need, do you think?
We said it's formal.
Formal, but
formal language.
It doesn't have to be, I think. It could be a blog post as well. Then it's not so formal. I mean, when you say formal, is it I think of like more academic.
I know. The advanced one, for example, and using full verbs. That you mean? No abbreviation.
Okay.
The ways of writing. Formal vocabulary. And I think this is for language. The grammar should be, I think, using because we talk about something happened in real life nowadays. Something, that's why we use the present simple.
Yeah, but also they use research facts, and yes, it's analytical. Of course, they need to use some vocabulary, right? That are not maybe not high frequency. So they need to know some words about expressing themselves. The research states that kind of, vocabulary and phrases.
May I add something,
Yes, please.
Serene? They can use the opinion language, like I agree, I disagree, in my opinion. They need to use the linkers for argumentations. Firstly, however, academic vocabulary, and also they have to focus on the grammar.
Yes, so many things to. That's why writing is not so easy, really. They have to think about all of these, and it requires some planning initially. So let me move on. So there are two different approaches to engage with writing: process approach and product approach. Does anybody know the difference of these in terms of writing? What does it mean, process approach and product approach?
I try
Yes.
to know. Maybe process, I want to assess each single step that my students follow when they write. And the product, it's maybe at the end of writing, the student publish what they write. And in a process, I just to write short paragraph, the introduction, for example. But in a product, should follow or find all the paragraphs in the essay.
Not really. Let's see what.
Can I give it a try?
Yes, please. So Manar? Yes, Manar is raising her hand.
Niveen.
Maybe after Manar, because Manar is raising her. Okay.
Okay.
I'll give it a try. I think process approach focuses on how students write, and the product approach focuses on the final written text. Is it okay? Is it right?
Yes, I think that.
Okay. Well, can you give an example then? How does it work in the classroom? What would you do if you follow product approach? What would you do if you follow process approach?
The process, it's need steps.
Let's go one by one from the ones who are raising hand. Yes, Manar.
As I said, the process is the focus on the steps of writing, how they start, and what's the process in writing, or steps, and the product is the final they write.
Okay. In terms of our work, let's see. Nancy?
Okay, actually, I've written some notes when I read the course on the platform. For a product approach, learners tend to work individually and practice writing as a separate skill. While in a process approach, learners write several drafts and the emphasis is on the creative process, and learners need to compare each other's work and make improvements, correct each other, and then make improvements on their drafts.
Okay, yeah, that's a very nice description. I mean, I'm glad that you took some notes. Yes, that's exactly what it's all about. And Nabila, you want to add something?
Yes, I want to add writing as a process. This means focusing on how students write. And it includes several stages like pre-writing, drafting, revising, editing, and sharing. But writing as a product, this means that focusing on final written text. This means that to make the students produce a well-structured final text.
Yes. So how do we do this? If anybody has any examples, yes, Noor.
I think that the process is a group of steps that helps us to achieve a task or project. But the product is the result, the eventual result which is produced from this operation or this process.
Thank you. Okay, Allah.
Hello, Miss.
No.
Engaging with writing as a process, it means focusing on how writing is created by planning, drafting, revising, editing, reflecting, uh, so about engaging with, it means focusing on final written, like correct grammar and vocabulary, clear organization, proper formatting, and accuracy and quality of the finished piece.
Exactly. So yes, let me show you exact. Thank you so much. Well, I like all the examples you have given. So I give you 1 minute. Please read this, okay? And then we will have another final task. Okay. I will be back in a minute. In the meantime, you read it, please. Okay, so yes, we have two different approaches. So here are the ways to do it. So if we follow a product approach, so if you are writing an analytical essay, what would you do? Then you would introduce a model text. Here is an analytical essay. We will write an analytical essay, and you would analyze, and then the learners would write in the same format. So in process approach, whereas in process approach, they start by generating ideas, and they continue with organizing them, and then they write the first draft. They write in pairs, in groups, and then the drafts are exchanged, and then students respond as readers. Then these second drafts are prepared, and then a final draft. So they learn by doing, and they learn by experience, by following all those steps. So which one takes more time?
The process.
Process.
What are the advantages, disadvantages? We will discuss these now. I will put in the breakout rooms. So what are the benefits, drawbacks of each? If you can, wait, you need to take a picture of this, okay? So what are the benefits and drawbacks, advantages, disadvantages of these two? I will also put it in the chats. So it might take more time, but are there any other benefits, drawbacks? Which one would you use in your classes? It doesn't have to be at high levels. It could be also used in lower levels. For example, with young learners, they could prepare a birthday card or birthday invitation. In product approach, they would see an example, they would just imitate, copy it. In process approach, they would first start by planning together, and then so it gets more creative, of course, because they are not imitating a model. So it doesn't have to be at advanced levels. So it can be done in all levels. Think about this. So in the breakout rooms, you will decide which ones to do, what you can do in your classes, what are the benefits and drawbacks of each. Okay, I put you in the same rooms. So you will have 10 minutes for this. Hello, Omar, can you see the
Yes.
presentation?
Sorry.
Invitation
sound is not
is
clear.
correct. Okay, you can't hear me because probably you don't have. Okay, I put you in the breakout rooms, colleagues. Okay.
Okay, now.
Okay.
Teacher,
What does she wants us to do?
No, you are in the main room, Naveen. You haven't received the invitation, probably because of low connection.
Yes, it is raining all the time, and we have a poor network connection.
Okay.
yes, we have a problem with connection.
No worries. I will, if you
You
like,
have sent something.
okay, you accept it, okay?
Yes.
Try again. Oday, can you see the invitation to join the breakout room? Naveen, can you see?
Like yes, yes. Hold on, hurry.
Yes, like we discussed. Now let's revise what we discussed in our group. So the advantage of process writing, we said that encourage creativity and idea generation. We said
students can correct their works by themselves.
yes, this is advantage. Maybe also help students to develop real writing.
We have agreed all the points about the negative and positive of the advantage or disadvantage of the product and the process, and
Yes.
we put all points. We agreed
Yes.
completely.
Yes. Thank you.
You will talk?
If anyone, very good job. If anyone have additions, you can say.
Okay, fine.
Don't be hesitated, Omar. Don't be hesitated.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, then let's discuss. I mean, more or less groups have discussed, so therefore I finished. I closed the group. Okay, then. All right. Nancy, yeah, you are the note taker, sorry, spokesperson, right?
Yes. In my with my group, we discussed some advantages of the process approach, which are that the process approach improves writing skills for students, and it gives the students a chance to explore and generate ideas. While a disadvantage of a process is that it requires several stages and it may not suitable for all kinds of writing. The product approach, we said it is good for exams because it doesn't take too much time to be done. And one disadvantage of the product approach is that weak writers don't get enough support, whether from their teacher or their colleagues. I hope that I made them clear.
The last one I couldn't understand. Can you repeat the last one, please?
One disadvantage of the product approach is that weak learners don't
weak
support. Yes.
We say in our group that it doesn't show learners how to improve since drafting and revising are skipped.
Oh, okay. That's a very good point, actually, because research also says that learners improve most between drafts.
Yes, exactly.
So important. Thank you so much for raising this.
Welcome.
Yes, you are right. It takes less time, but it has no feedback mechanism, right?
Yes, right.
Thank you. That's a very nice summary. And yeah, all main points you summarized. Nabila?
Yes, we discussed in our room that the advantage of a process writing help a student develop real writing skills step by steps and build learner confidence and independence. Also focuses on communication, not only accuracy. The disadvantage of a process writing is take more time to complete because can be difficult because wait.
No worries. Okay.
So I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yes, can be difficult for large classes. About product writing, the advantage of it is give students a clear model to follow, so it's easy to teach in large classes. Also, it's suitable for exam preparation. The disadvantage of product writing is focusing more on the final text, not on the skills development.
Okay, well, you summarized it so well. We don't have to stick to one approach, by the way. We can have a hybrid approach. So in some cases, maybe we can use a process. In some cases, because we also we have limited time, large classes, exams, and we are part of a system. So it doesn't have to be one way all the time. We can add variety by using process and product at different points. As you say, not all tasks can be appropriate or applicable for one approach, but it's important to know the advantages, disadvantages of both so that we can make decisions or we can make informed decisions. And we need to also motivate our learners about writing. So this includes more creativity, as you say, more pair work. But this can also be done in pairs or groups. But this also is a process that they need to submit, resubmit. So it shouldn't be also too troublesome or too daunting for them. So it needs to be it shouldn't be too overwhelming process approach. Imagine if you have to submit again and again. So we should really have a balanced approach in writing. We need to give them a real purpose. For example, if this is the task, then they need to feel motivated. So perhaps we can put it in a context. So you are a blogger, you are a reporter. So giving them a role might help. So there are ways we can put writing in a real life like context. So yeah, but we can use both approaches. It doesn't have to be one approach one way or another. So do you have any other comments, any other questions, anything else to add from other groups?
May I add something?
Yes, please.
We discussed in chatting room maybe the process approach for primary students or primary classes that may helpful because at the first we ask a student to join 2 sentences, then write short paragraph, then I ask them to generate their ideas. But I want to say something about my previous experience when I taught a narrative story, how to write a narrative story. We taught the student first how to spark their memory and choose a tiny moment in their life. So, and start to write about it in a short paragraph. Then in the next classes, we ask them to stretch it and more, add dialogues and adjectives and add them more advanced essay. Then at the end, they publish what they have written about or published their story. This is as a product one.
Okay.
Essay. But for the project, I think also process it project approach for high level students, especially for secondary stages, because the interview exams, the ministry exam, we ask them to write as a free writing to choose any topic and write about it. This is because as a product writing.
Of course.
So both of them are very important for me. Both of them, we cannot separate them from each other.
Exactly.
I think they are integrated.
Definitely. I totally agree with you. I shared a link in the chat. This is something I always use to encourage my learners to do process writing because usually because our learners are very impatient, process writing can be very difficult for them because they don't want to write again and again. But to show them this process, I always use this Austin's butterfly. I will share this with you. It's a video. In this video, you will play. A teacher is telling a story. So please listen to it. It's a 6 minutes video after this session. And you can also, if you go to this website, you can see the resource the teacher uses on this website. So it's Austin's butterfly somewhere here. Yeah. Somewhere here you will see the resource. I always use this lesson in writing lessons. It's about critique, but also in process writing. I connect it to process writing. Maybe now, maybe tomorrow, but please just spend 5 minutes, 6 minutes on this and listen to this. I tried it in all the classes I had and it worked really well. So I really recommend it. Have a look. It's Austin's Butterfly. Okay. So I agree with you. These are both complementing each other, and we should use both of them at different points. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Have a lovely evening, rest of the week, and see you next week, inshallah.